Have you ever felt like your brain has a mind of its own? And, well, it's kind of a downer. Like there's this invisible cage that just loves to trap all your negative thoughts, but lets the positive ones fly right on by. Well, you are not imagining it. And today, we're not just going to talk about that cage. We are going to find the key to unlock it. All right, let's try a quick little experiment. Right now, just think back over the last week or so. I want you to remember one compliment someone gave you. Really try to feel it. Got it? Okay. Now, think of one piece of criticism you received, even a tiny one. So, which one feels stronger? Which one has more of a punch? Yeah, for almost all of us, it's the criticism, and there is a very powerful reason for that. You see, that feeling, that really powerful, frustrating pull towards the bad stuff, it actually has a name. And here's the most important part. It is not a personal flaw. It's a fundamental design feature of the human brain. It's called the negativity bias. And put simply, it just means our minds are built to treat bad things as if they're stronger, more important, and way more memorable than the good things. You know, a single harsh comment can sting for days, right? But a dozen compliments might just give us a happy little buzz that's gone in an hour. This isn't just you being sensitive. It's a deep-seated rule in our mental operating system. In fact, get this, researchers Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky actually figured out that the psychological pain of losing something is about twice as powerful as the pleasure you get from gaining the exact same thing. It's a concept called loss aversion, and it just goes to show how much our brains are wired to prioritize avoiding the bad over seeking out the good.
But here's the thing, the negativity bias, it doesn't work alone. Oh no. It has accomplices, other mental shortcuts that act like guards, constantly reinforcing that cage in your mind. So let's meet them.
First up, we have confirmation bias. Just think of this one as your brain's personal yes man. Once you've got a belief in your head, especially a negative one, this bias sends you out on a mission to find any little piece of evidence that proves you're right, while making you completely blind to anything that might challenge that belief.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. Listen to how Dr. Jillian Riggert describes it. She said that during her residency, she was convinced of the idea, I am incompetent. Her confirmation bias then went into overdrive, making her notice every tiny mistake, every weakness, while completely ignoring all the positive feedback. You know, the fact that she was learning. She was actively searching for proof of her own failure.
Okay, so the next guard we need to talk about is all or nothing thinking. You might have heard it called black and white thinking. This is the extremist in your brain. It tells you that every situation is either a total epic success or a complete utter failure. There is no middle ground, no shades of gray. And you know exactly what this feels like, right? You make one small mistake on a project and your brain screams, well, the whole thing is ruined now. Or you get a B+ on a test and think, I'm a failure. You eat one cookie and think, my diet is worthless. It's this rigid, all or nothing view that just doesn't match up with how real life works, and it sets us up for constant disappointment.
So, you've got to be asking yourself, why? Why are our brains like this? Why are we wired with these negative tripwires? And this is where it gets really fascinating. Because this whole system, it isn't a flaw in your personal wiring. It's not a bug. It's an outdated feature. Think of it like this. These biases are the leftover code from an ancient survival program. A program that was absolutely essential for our ancestors, but has become, well, kind of clumsy and unhelpful in our relatively safe modern world. I mean, the evolutionary logic was brutally simple. For our ancestors roaming the savannah, ignoring the sound of a predator in the grass, that can mean death, game over. But ignoring a bush full of berries, well, that just meant a missed meal. You'd live to find food another day. So naturally, evolution favored brains that were hyper-alert to danger. It's a better safe than sorry system, hardwired into us over millennia. And what's really wild is that you can literally see this in our brain's structure. Your amygdala, which is basically your brain's emergency alarm system, it physically fires up faster and way more intensely when it sees negative stuff compared to positive stuff. We are literally built to overreact to the bad. Okay, so we've seen the problem. We've traced its ancient roots. We know our brain has a negative default setting. But here is the good news, and it is really good news. You do not have to stick with the factory settings. The key to breaking out of that cage is all about understanding and choosing your mindset.
So here's the crucial fork in the road. A fixed mindset says, my skills, my intelligence, they're set in stone. I am what I am. But a growth mindset, it says, my abilities are like muscles. I can develop them through effort and learning. Just believing that you can improve is the foundational first step to overriding your brain's negative defaults.
And look, this isn't just wishful thinking. We know it's possible. This chart here shows the results from a study on academic resilience. With some targeted counseling, students were able to significantly improve traits like resilience and grit over time. So this proves it. Our psychological traits are not set in stone. We can change.
All right, so how do we do it? How do we actively build that growth mindset and start to rebalance our brain's old programming? Well, it all starts with a simple, actionable toolkit. So let's look at how to use that key we've been talking about.
Here it is, a super simple 3-step practice you can use anytime you feel that negative pull. First, label the bias. Second, find the gray. And third, savor the good.
First up, label the bias. The moment you feel yourself sliding into one of those negative thought spirals, your first move is just to pause and name what's happening. Just say to yourself, okay, that's my negativity bias at work. Or, oh, there's my brain doing that confirmation bias thing again. This does something incredible. It immediately creates psychological distance. You go from being the star of this tragic drama to being a member of the audience, just watching a thought. It turns an absolute truth into just a manageable thought.
Step 2, find the gray. This is the direct antidote to that all-or-nothing extremist we talked about. Your brain wants to see things as a 0 or a 100, a success or a failure. Your job is to fight for everything in between. So instead of, I failed, you challenge it. You find the gray. Okay, one part of that was really challenging, but the rest of it was actually pretty solid. It's about learning to see things on a spectrum. And this isn't about lying to yourself or sugarcoating things. It's about seeing reality in all its complexity.
And finally, maybe the most powerful step of all, savor the good. You see, our brains are like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. This step is about changing that. So when something good happens, no matter how small, you can't just let it fly by. You have to intentionally pause for a full 20 or 30 seconds and just marinate in it. What did it feel like? What did you see? What did you hear? When you do this, you are literally hijacking your brain's memory-making process. You're telling it, hey, this moment matters. Save this one with all the details. Over time, this literally builds new neural pathways, making your brain better at noticing and holding on to the good stuff.
Ultimately, getting out of this mental cage means choosing growth over the illusion of safety. It means accepting that taking risks, and yes, sometimes failing, isn't a catastrophe. It's just necessary. As Bear Grylls put it, without risk, there can be no growth. So your brain's default settings, they're a product of ancient history. They were designed for survival, not for thriving. But the amazing thing is, you have the power to go into the control panel and adjust them. The only question is, are you ready to change the settings?